Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dr. Brickenstein here, aka Ken Turner. So I finished the builds for each of the soccer highlight sets. This includes the Ronaldo, the Messi, the Mbappe, and the Vini Jr. sets. I'm going to go through all the Easter eggs that I was able to find, and then talk about the additions that I made to each of the sets. I think the builds were really nice. I think they are cleverly built to include some nice visual graphic design elements and some of the architecture from the respective players' home countries. And I hope they make some more of these sets for future players from not just soccer but other sports. I think the highlight from each set is definitely the minifigures. I think they look really nice, and they did a good job of doing all the printing on the legs, the arms, and the torsos. Each one does come with its own printed tile, as you can see here, and they come with a brick-built name, sign, and number. Luckily, the four players each share a number. So Messi and Mbappe have 10, and Vini Jr. and Cristiano Ronaldo each have 7. The goal keeps are all the same kind of build. It's just the base and everything that comes with it is different for each one. So I'll start with Vini Jr., go to Mbappe, then Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. And the time of recording, I think Argentina just beat England 2-1. So Argentina is going to move on to the finals against Spain. But with all that out of the way, let's start with Vini Jr. Alright, so starting with the Vini Jr. set, some of the Easter eggs are internal, so unfortunately I can't take out the panels. It won't be that easy, but I can show you from the instructions. There are 2 designs here that represent 2 flags, and they're for the 2 teams that he has played for, one including the one for Real Madrid. And also something to point out is each one comes with its own instruction manual, and you can get the 20 insider points with each instruction. Alright, so first up for the Vini Jr. set is the big V for Vini. And also the green and yellow are to represent the flag colors for Brazil. And in the back here we have Sugarloaf Mountain, and that is in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We also have some buildings here which represent the teams that he has played for. And down here you'll see 5 stars, and that represents the World Cup trophies won by Brazil. Now, what did I add to the set? Well, I added the statue for Christ the Redeemer. I'll put an image here so you can see it side by side. So I got this idea from Izzy_Brandon. Go check him out on Instagram, and his videos just popped up on my feed, and I saw that he was reviewing the sets and adding something to each one. He did his own version of Christ the Redeemer, and then I thought, well, that's a great idea, so that's very iconic for Brazil, and so I added my own version. I think it looks really nice amongst the mountain and the buildings. You can see here there's some of the telescope pieces, the grate pieces, some of the tiles. I was able to find that headpiece in gray, which I think looks really good. And then I just created a little mountain for it and a stand in black. Now we have a printed tile for Vini Jr. You can see his stats and a image of the minifigure. I really like the lettering for Vini Jr. and the number 7 all in gold. And then we have the speed design for Vini Jr., which I think is really unique. And you can see the translucent piece with the soccer ball attached, the goal keep. You can see the waves all around the base of the set. So let's talk about the minifigure for Vini Jr. He does have the 7 on the shorts and on the shirt. Some really nice printing for the legs and the shoes. He does have a really good face. I like the hair piece that they added. Now, if we look at the back, you can see his name, his number, and the colors for Brazil, obviously for his jersey. But overall, I think it's a really well done set for Vini Jr. And I think my favorite part is the speed design right there. So with Vini Jr. set all done, let's move on to Kylian Mbappe. Alright, so we'll move on to the Kylian Mbappe set. Again, we have the instruction manual here. You can get the 20 insider points with this one. Okay, so one of the things inside internally on the set that is an Easter egg, you can see from the instructions there is the KM, and we have some team colors for teams that he's played for. And you can see some other team colors that he has played for, including France. Other visual Easter eggs is that you can see the big giant M for the base, and it's in the colors of France's flag. And in the back here, you can see a really nice build for the Arc de Triomphe. And on top, you can see 2 stars, which represent the 2 France World Cup wins. Now, what did I add to the set? Obviously, the croissant and the baguette. But I did create a Eiffel Tower in the background here. So again, if you looked at Easy_Brandon's video, he did extend the building and created his own version of the Eiffel Tower. I did similar. I was able to find this piece right there at the base, but then the only thing that's similar is the top antenna piece, and the rest I used some telescope pieces for the middle there. I think it really just brings everything together, because the most iconic thing from France is obviously the Eiffel Tower, although I really like the Arc. So if you have this set, I recommend you try to build one yourself. And I do like the inclusion of the Eiffel Tower. Of course, we have the number 10 in gold. And you can see the brick-built sign for his name. And another thing that Easy_Brandon added was an accent on the E. So I thought I'd add that as well. We have the printed tile for Kylian Mbappe with the picture and his stats. I think that looks really nice. And you can see Mbappe kicking the soccer ball with that translucent orange piece. And you can see the design of the back here with all the sort of fire or flames. I think it looks really nice. All right, let's talk about the minifigure for Kylian Mbappe. Numbers are on the shorts and the jersey. He represents France, so you can see the colors there. He does have the captain tag on his arm. There's his name and number on the back as well. Really nice job. I really like the dual molded legs. And you can see the cleats right there for the shoes. And you can see the face, really nice representation for his smile. And so with Mbappe set all done, let's move on to Cristiano Ronaldo. So here is the set for Ronaldo. Again, there's the instruction manual. You get the 20 insider points. So some internal things to cite are the colors here with the ball joints, each representing a team that he has played for. From above, you could see the big giant R and the colors for Portugal, the green, yellow, and red. And another thing of note is all the silver 1x1s, or the silver studs. They represent his trophies, and all the gold coins you see here, all internal. They're going to represent all the Ballon d'Ors that he has been awarded or achieved. Some of the features of the set is obviously the bicycle kick from Ronaldo. This is something he is famous for, and I really like the design. I don't think I've ever seen something like this for a minifigure. He again has an orange translucent graphic piece, just like Mbappe. All right, so now let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo's minifigure. He has 7 on his shorts and on his torso. Really nice printing for the shoes, the shorts, the jersey, all in the Portugal colors. He does come with 2 faces, so there's this one. And you can see his alternative face right there, which is pretty funny. And we have his name and his number on the back. And he also has the captain tag. One other note is his shoes. You can see the CR7 on the side and on that side as well. We have the CR7 representing his name and number. In the back there, we have a skyline for Portugal with all the hills. And we have Sue all brick built with the exclamation point. And we have the printed tile with his name, picture, and stats. And also his signature, just like all the other players. You can see all the water all around the base. Now, what did I add to the set? There is a lighthouse build. Now Izzy_Brandon did make his own version, but it was an all white base. So I looked up Portugal's landmarks, and there is a famous lighthouse that has white and red stripes. Now this is the Farol de Paria da Barra. It is near the beach resort of Barra, just outside of Aveiro. It is the highest in Portugal. I'll put some images on the screen so you can see it as well. And it was completed in 1893, and the lighthouse is an architectural gem and a local landmark. So I think that looks really nice next to the water there. Now it just uses some cylinder pieces, some 1x1 red studs, a translucent cylinder piece as well. That is pretty much the build for the lighthouse there. And that pretty much covers everything in the Cristiano Ronaldo set. So one more to go, and that will be Messi's set. So the final set to review is the one for Lionel Messi. Again, we have the instruction manual, and you can get the 20 insider points. So let's go through the set. Some of the iconic landmarks, including the iconic obelisk. I'll put an image on the screen so you can see it side by side. Now the houses in the back do represent teams that he has played for, including in pink is Miami. But I think this also looks like the colorful houses at Caminto Street in La Boca, Buenos Aires, Argentina. And I'll put an image of that as well on the screen so you can see. I do like the builds for the trees. There are 3 stars there, and those represent the Argentina World Cup wins. Internally, there is a goat build right there, and you can see the awards right next to him in 1x1 gold pearl studs. We also have teams that he's played for as well represented internally. You can see the one for Miami in white, black, and pink. Also internally, you could see the drink. Apparently this is Lionel's favorite drink. I'm not sure you could see this, but there is a giant M for Messi, and in the colors of Argentina. We have a brick built sign for his name. The printed tile looks really nice with his name, signature, and stats, and the picture of his minifigure. We have a brick built sign for 10, his number, and for Messi they included a blue transparent graphic piece. And let's go over Lionel Messi's minifigure. So we have 10 on the shirt and the pants, just like everyone else. One other note is that they did all of his tattoos on his arm. So you can see the sleeve. He does have some really nice printed shoes and shorts. We have the back here with his name. We have the captain tag on his arm. He does come with just the one face, but it looks pretty good. And I really like that hairpiece as well. So overall, the minifigures for all of the players are really pristine. They did a really good job on them. Now, what did I add to this set? Actually, I added a little cemetery. I looked up and there is a famous cemetery in Argentina. It is called the Recoleta Cemetery. I'll show an image on the screen side by side with the build. But this is a famous cemetery because it has Argentina's founding fathers, includes former presidents. It also has intellectuals, aristocrats, and most famous of all, has Maria Eva de Tarte de Porón, better known as Evita, and she was played by Madonna in the movie. So that is all the Easter eggs and little iconic buildings or statues that I added to the sets. Big shout out to Izzy_Brandon for the inspiration. I do think all of these sets are really nice. It would be nice to combine them all, I think, to create one super set. I do have some ideas for the gold pieces that are representing all the numbers for each players. I think that's for a future video. So that's just a little hint what I'm going to be doing. Stay tuned. I still have one big set I want to build before the final game of the World Cup. But let me know down below, did I miss any Easter eggs from the sets? Be sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell to get notified with all the latest videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.